Hey everyone, welcome back to FT News. I'm Myra. The fortune ends with long-buried secrets finally coming to light, changing Amanda's life forever. What begins as a battle over an inheritance turns into a story about family, betrayal, and finding out who you really are. Let's break down everything that happened in the finale. At the start of the ending, Amanda is dealing with two major problems. Her mother Linda has disappeared from her care home, and her husband Jimmy is nowhere to be found. Things become even stranger when Amanda learns that Jimmy had secretly met with Sandy and wanted her to convince Amanda not to give up the inheritance. Soon after, Amanda receives an anonymous warning message telling her to stay away from the police. As Amanda searches for clues, she notices an old photograph of her parents standing near the sea. The picture is labeled Happy Place. At the same time, Fiona Worrall makes Amanda a surprising offer. Instead of continuing the fight over the inheritance, Fiona proposes splitting the money equally between the two of them. However, Fiona's motives remain questionable, and tensions continue to rise inside the Worrall family. Meanwhile, Amanda discovers Jimmy's last known location through his laptop and heads toward the coast. Before she leaves, Anthony Worrall confronts her. After learning that Boots was actually his biological father, Anthony is furious. He warns Amanda to give up the inheritance and threatens her if she refuses. Amanda eventually reaches the coastal location shown in the photograph. There, she discovers an old fishing hut and makes an unbelievable discovery. Inside the hut is her missing mother Linda. But even more shocking is the arrival of Barry, the local taxi driver. Linda reveals that Barry is actually Amanda's father. For years, Amanda believed her father was dead. The truth is far more complicated. Barry explains that years ago Martin Worrall stole his money and ruined his life. Martin was also obsessed with Linda and eventually arranged for Barry to be killed. However, Barry learned about the plan beforehand. He tricked the hitman by using a mannequin and then disappeared into hiding. Linda was told he had died, while Amanda grew up believing the same lie. Barry reveals that he recently returned because he is dying. He wanted to spend his final days with Linda and make sure Amanda received the money he believed she deserved. Another major revelation follows. Jimmy walks out of the hut alive and well. He apologizes to Amanda for keeping Barry's survival a secret. Barry had recruited Jimmy to help protect the family and keep his existence hidden until the right moment. Although Amanda feels betrayed, she slowly begins to understand why Jimmy became involved. Linda then makes one final request. She wants to remain in the fishing hut rather than spend her final days in a hospital. Amanda reluctantly agrees to honor her mother's wishes. Determined to end everything once and for all, Amanda heads to the Worrall estate. When she arrives, Anthony is already there holding a gun. Amanda exposes the truth about Barry and reveals that Martin Worrall attempted to have him murdered years earlier. Fiona is stunned because she never knew what Martin had done. Amanda then accuses Anthony of murdering Boots. Anthony denies it, claiming there is no evidence. That changes when Barry himself walks into the room. The sight of the man everyone believed was dead pushes Anthony over the edge. Feeling abandoned, betrayed, and robbed of everything, Anthony completely loses control. He points the gun at Fiona, then at Barry. But instead of shooting either of them, Anthony turns the weapon on himself. He pulls the trigger and dies instantly. The confrontation finally brings an end to the Worrall family conflict. Back at the fishing hut, tragedy strikes once again. Linda peacefully passes away. Amanda and Barry arrive moments too late and are devastated that they weren't there during her final moments. The series then jumps forward. Amanda has accepted the inheritance, but has chosen not to let the money change who she is. She allows Fiona to keep the family estate and sets aside money for her son Luke's future. Rather than chasing a life of luxury, Amanda returns to the place where she feels happiest. She asks Sandy for her old job back and reunites with Jimmy. In the final scene, Amanda looks around the cafe and realizes that true happiness was never about mansions or fortunes. It was about family, love, and finding her place in the world. The fortune ends with Amanda finally discovering the truth about her parents, making peace with Jimmy, and choosing the life that genuinely makes her happy. Thank you for watching this video, sending you lots of love, and I'll see you in the next one.